Hey everyone, Alan Bauer here in Bay City, Michigan. And it's Sunday night here, and I was writing a blog earlier. I kind of came up with some ideas, and I know everybody's been talking about consistency, and I think that's a great thing. I mean, it's really improved my life. I've been doing things consistently now since I read this book, Consistency is a New Currency. I got a little phone app, and every day I've been doing a video since November 2nd, 2019. So I've not missed a day. And then I recently just started, I added a blog a week. I decided to start blogging again. So once a week, I'm doing a blog. And as I'm putting this blog together, I realized that there's a lot of power in this consistency, but there's still one major thing that was missing. And I want to cover that. And what I what I titled the blog here, I'm going to title this video too. Maybe I'll throw it in there. But it's your ability to develop consistency and delayed gratification determine how successful you'll be at network marketing and life in general. So when I talk about consistency, actually I'm gonna throw my glasses on here. I took some notes. I don't want to miss anything on this. So consistency, first of all, we got to look at ourselves as business owners. And when we do consistency, we do one small thing. You don't set out and just, have this. I know some people do these 90-day blitz. And that can be good for people that are like that, that type of person, but that's not all of us. It's not me. I'm not a 90-day blitz person, just like you'll see people do a 90-day blitz on a weight loss, and they'll lose all this weight and then they go back to their old ways. So for most of us, which I would say at least 80% of us, we need to do something that we know we can do every day. It's just like I know I can't get up every morning at 5 in the morning and go work out at the gym for 2 hours before work. It's not my thing. I'm not going to be very consistent. So I do like a 10-minute workout at home. And it may not sound like much, but it makes a huge difference. So we have to pick one thing that we can stick with, and don't add too many things on. Like I started November 2nd, then just a few days ago I started back on the blog, so now I have two things. Make sure you get the one thing, one small thing consistent every day. Get that going good. Start seeing the results on that, and then add something else on. And one little thing at a time. Don't, there's this tendency to add a whole bunch of things and then it all collapses and you don't do anything. So one little thing at a time is what we want to do. Now, what could you do for your CTFO business? You could do a video. Maybe you do a YouTube video like I do every day, or maybe do a Facebook Live. Facebook Live is awesome. I know some people that do that on a daily basis and they're very successful doing it. Or maybe you want to do a post. Now, you can do a Facebook post, Instagram post, whatever it is, but make sure you do this every day. And now, by doing a post, I don't mean just copying somebody else's little cutesy picture, little cartoonish picture, and sharing that and expecting to get like a ton of people, and you're only sharing it with your 15 friends on Facebook, and you know nobody's liking it, and you look like an infomercial on your Facebook page. So if you're going to do a post every day, you want to do it in some different areas. Like you could do it on Facebook, but you want to do a curiosity post. Um, you could also do a blog article. Now, again, those to me, I mean, if you can knock one out a day, awesome. I set my goal as one a week. So maybe you want to set that. Maybe you say you're going to do that. Maybe you reach out and you make contact with somebody. Show somebody your opportunity. One person a day. And you may think, hey, that's not a whole lot, but if you reach out and actually have this conversation with somebody, just say, hey, have you probably heard of CBD, right? And people are like, oh yeah, I'm using it, or blah blah blah, whatever. Say that's cool, but have you ever heard of CBDa? And they're like, CBDa, what's that? Most people do not know about this. I had a friend of mine over in Canada, Debbie, just did a post, and she did this good post, and I was just shocked. Like, she really pulled in a lot of people, and only one person out of all of her friends really knew what CBDA was. A lot of people were making jokes of it, things like that. So when you look at this opportunity, we are the only company that has this patented product on our 10x Pure Super 10x Pure Gold Super 1000. which is enriched with CBDA. Nobody else has that out there. So we are a market first in this area. Maybe 3 years from now, the other people catch up with technology, but we have a huge first mover advantage right now. So reach out to people. Use the products that set us apart from everybody else, because everybody and their brother has CBD out there, or hemp oil, or whatever they're calling it. Some people may even say they have a little bit of CBDa, but usually they got maybe 3 milligrams. It's very low. We have 600 times more CBDa than anybody else out there. And those other people, without that 10x pure, we don't even know if it can get to the end consumer. By the time it ships to them, it could be destroyed and turned into just regular CBD. So they're paying extra money for nothing. And our prices are awesome too. So on the consistency, pick one thing. I don't care what it is. Pick something that you want to do. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm going to spend, the whole day looking on Facebook or setting up my Facebook group or my business page. Do that in your off time. I mean, something that's actually going to attract customers. You need to do either, marketing or prospecting. And I'll just hit that real quick. Marketing is where you do like a video, you do an ad, whatever. Maybe you want to place ads. You could even find free classified ads at places, place those. But you do that on a daily basis in different places. That's marketing, where you get people to reach out to you. Prospecting is where you actually reach out to people. Maybe you go out to lunch. There's you got a really good server there. They give, they're very friendly, and you just see them how they're busting their butt and they're doing their work, and you just say, hey, I don't know if this, I just really like the way that our service was today. I don't know if this is for you or not, but if you're interested, here's my website. Just take a look, watch this 3-minute video. Let me know what you think. And that's it. I mean, you don't have to go in this big thing. You don't have to know everything about it. Just get somebody to your website. Tell them to watch a 3-minute video. Even your friends. It's like, hey, I got something to show you, Can you watch this 3-minute video and let me know what you think? Send them your website. They go there. They watch a 3-minute video. You don't even have to tell them any more than that. If they say, well, what's it about? Say, well, you probably heard of CBD. Well, this is CBDa. Have you ever heard of that? No. Well, hey, watch this 3-minute video. I was blown away by it. Take a look at it. Let me know what you think. People are curious. They're going to do it. Most people will take 3 minutes out of their life to do it. And then they go from there. Follow up with them. Now, with our customers, we also need consistency. And I think here's where we do a disservice when we set up the wrong expectations for people. Because there's a lot of these groups, and a lot of these people see like testimonials, like, oh, I took 1 dropper full of CBD, or I took 3 drops of CBD, and, my back pain is cured, and I jumped up out of my wheelchair and I ran a marathon that following weekend. It's like, we need to knock that stuff off. And I'm not saying anybody here, but when you look out on the internet, some of these other companies, man, I mean, you can look on Amazon. They don't even, have the CBD on Amazon. People are talking hemp oil with no CBD in it at all, and they got these miraculous cures going out there. So we need to set realistic expectations for our customers. Say, this isn't a, take one whenever you feel pain or something, or whenever you feel like you feel like you need better mental health. This is something you need to do, and you need to commit to this if you really want to see how it works every single day. Take it twice a day. And what I recommend to everybody, I don't do this 3 drops, 5 drops thing. I think there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me on this, but I say I go to that 0.5 milliliter mark every day. I take my Super 1000 first thing in the morning, and I take it in the evening. So right before I start work, I take the 0.5 milliliters, not a half a dropper, 0.5 milliliters. Reason for that, we have a 30 milliliter bottle. That gives me exactly 60 doses. I take, 2 servings a day, and that gets me all the way through a month. So every month I'm buying a bottle. And that's what we want people to do to really get that. And I know there's going to be people that disagree, and they're going to say, oh no, you're taking too much, it has negative effects. I used to be one of those people that said it. But I'm telling you, you take that zero 0.5 milliliters, whatever dose or whatever, level that they're taking. And I really recommend the Super 1000 with the CBDa. I don't care what they're taking it for. You start reading into this thing actually works a lot better than all the regular CBD out there. I'm telling you. Take my word for it. Don't believe me, but you want to be successful in this. You want your customers to have success with their health. You want to have success with your wealth. Try it. So, just some advice. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But on the customers, what I tell everybody, we sell one product here. Like Karen and I keep the CBDa, the Super 1000 at the house. We recommend that to everybody. We tell them take it 2 times a day, every single day. Do not miss a day. People will go out and they'll take their prescription opioids, they'll take their tramadol, their gabapentin, they'll take their oxycodone, all this stuff, and they follow that doctor's orders, and they take it. Boom, boom, boom. They've been taking it for 10 years and they still have pain, but they don't say, this stuff doesn't work. I want a refund on it. I want my money back, or I'm just going to take it when I feel like it on some of this stuff. No, they follow their doctor's orders. There's orders on these bottles. Well, suggestions. They should be orders. That's the way I look at it. Take it as directed. Do a 0.5 milliliter 2 times a day. You won't regret it. Set the people up so you really need at least 2 months to be on this before you start expecting any results. If they start expecting results sooner, awesome. They're going to be very happy. Under promise and over deliver. That's what I like to do. Instead of making people think, oh, they're going to take their first drop, and people are afraid am I going to be high? Am I going to, be able to drive my car? It's like, we're making this big thing out like it's some super potent thing that's going to knock you on your butt and take all your pain away. It isn't like that. In fact, a lot of people, what's really funny, they'll start taking the CBD and they don't notice the difference. They have whatever they have, pain, mental issues, whatever, depression, all this stuff. And they start taking it and they say, this stuff isn't working. So they stop taking it. The bottle runs out. They stop taking it. And within about 2 weeks, they're calling me back up. They're saying, hey, I didn't realize this, but I stopped taking this stuff. I didn't think it was working. And all of a sudden, man, my symptoms are coming back, and they're coming back full fold because it happens so gradually. And I've been taking this for, over 2 years. So, I just started off the regular CBD, but even with the CBDA, I've been taking that months now. And it's still like, it's a long, slow process. I mean, I've had some huge gains in the beginning, but man, if I go back to where I was 2 years ago and today, I'm not even the same person anymore. I mean, I had a lot of issues going on, back pain and depression, anxiety, all this stuff. My life is so much better. I mean, I would not miss this at all. But so let's set our customers up for success and not failure. Let's make sure that they understand consistency. Just like a prescription or anything else, do it every single day, 2 times a day. Same if they're doing, maybe they're taking our keto products. If they want to lose weight, you got to do the certain things. Make sure you take that coffee creamer maybe every morning. Take one coffee creamer. At lunch, maybe do the shake, the keto shake, the extreme keto shake. Make sure you have a healthy meal in the evening and you work out, even if it's a 10-minute workout. I mean, that's all I do. You don't need to go to the gym and, pump weights for 4 hours a day and live down there and, do all these high intensity things. 10 minutes a day will change your life. So that's it on the consistency. So consistency for ourselves as business owners and consistency for our customers. Now let's go to the delayed gratification. And this is the key that's missing with a lot of people. And if you did nothing more than just the consistency, you're way ahead of the game. I mean, you are like way out in front of the crowd. You are in the top 1% of people out there, and you're kicking butt. But if you really want to ramp things up, this delayed gratification is the real key to supercharging everything. So let's go back to the Stanford study. Years and years ago, Stanford University did this study with these 4-year-old kids. So they had a whole room full of 4-year-old kids, and it was called the Marshmallow Experiment. And some of you probably heard about this. So I would have loved to be there to see this because it had to be pretty cute. It's like you got all these 4-year-old kids, and they know they're going to get this marshmallow. They got this big marshmallow. So what the experimenters did, they said, explained to all the 4-year-olds, they're like, they gave them a bell, and they said, anytime you want, you can ring this bell. We'll come over. We will give you one marshmallow. And, you're all going to get that marshmallow. So whenever you want it, you can ring that bell. However, if you can wait for 15 minutes and you didn't ask for that marshmallow yet, you are going to get 2 big marshmallows. So the amazing thing about this experiment was a lot of the kids, boom, they rang that bell right away. They wanted their marshmallow, they ate it, they were satisfied, they got that instant gratification, and they were done. And there were some other kids that actually waited for the full 15 minutes and they got the 2 marshmallows. And the other thing they did, they looked at these kids and they looked at some of these cooling experiences. Like, how did they stop from doing this? Well, maybe the kid, instead of, the ones that wanted the instant gratification, they just pictured this creamy, delicious marshmallow and, oh, how good it was going to taste and make them feel. And boom, they rang that bell right away, or they couldn't hold out more than a couple minutes. And come on, they're 4-year-olds, But there's adults like that too, and we are a very instant gratification society. So anyway, they followed these kids after this experiment, and they followed them into their teen years. And what they found was very interesting. They found out that, well, let me go back to the cooling things. So they found that these kids did little things in their head, like they pictured maybe the marshmallow as a cotton ball or something, or they sang songs to themselves to kind of get their mind off wanting to eat that marshmallow right then. They thought of other things. They did things that kind of cooled that instant gratification off. So again, let's fast forward. They're teens now, and they're getting ready to take their SAT test. And this is the amazing part. So they followed all these kids, and the same kids that took the SATs, the ones that delayed that gratification for the 15 minutes, had higher SAT scores, much higher SAT scores than all the ones that took that marshmallow right away, that couldn't wait. They followed them into their adult years, into their 40s, and they looked at things too, and they found out that as adults, they were more successful. Most of them were homeowners. There was less divorce rates, much less lower divorce rates, higher income and wealth. They had better jobs. Less chance of drug addiction, because if you think about it, drug addiction is really like instant gratification. Like a drug addict, just they need that instant gratification. So it's just amazing. From 4 years old, you can really predict how somebody's going to turn out in their adult life. And there are things that you can do, like I said, those cooling experiences where they learn how to do that. Because myself too, I'm not a natural person that delays gratification, but I've learned how. It's just like with finances, anything else. I mean, so these are things I want to go into later, but as a business owner, we need, for ourselves personally too, we need to delay gratification. So this isn't a get-rich-quick thing, and we need to stop pitching this to people as, hey, look at my new car. Oh, look, I'm going on vacation here. Look at all the money I make. I've been in 2 months, and woo, look at this wad of cash, And that gives people the wrong impression. You're talking about the instant gratification. And you'll see a lot of these people that come in, the problem is they don't make that big money in the first 2 months, and they see the next shiny object that comes along, the next hottest deal that's going to, they're going to be instant millionaires there, and they jump from one MLM to another, to another, to another. And I've known people for a couple decades, and they bounce around, and nobody follows them. Nobody takes them serious because they're like, oh, yeah, you got the new hottest deal again, and they're just in one thing after another. Or it's just like people, you see them in multiple relationships. They're hot and heavy with this new love that they found, and a month or two later, boom, they're on to the next one, and then they're all hot and heavy in this, and they do this their entire life. People do that with jobs, job hoppers. So as business owners, you really need to make a 3 to 5 year commitment. And there's going to be challenges and adversities. Like we already went through some with the website transition when we had the Visa card processing issue. What are you going to do when, you got this big team, everything's going great, and all of a sudden half of your top leaders get together behind your back and they take off and they go into some new venture somewhere? How are you going to handle that? Are you going to drop out, get frustrated, or are you going to hang in there and overcome that? That's where I'm talking about the 3 to 5 year plan. There are going to be challenges and adversities that are going to come up. You need to roll with it. This is what real leaders do. They need to keep going and learn how to overcome adversities and obstacles that come up in their business. And it will always happen. There's nothing totally smooth. I don't care how great the company is, the products, the people, you're going to have some serious challenges that come up. Expect that. Teach your team to do the same so they stick around longer. And maybe that's one of the things a lot of us are guilty of. We're pushing this quick success to get people signed up when it really should be looking at it as, extra income initially, a side gig. Don't change anything. Don't drop out and quit your full-time job. Keep doing what you're doing. Build this up. Get that side income. Use it to pay down debt. If you already got your debt paid down, then great. Use it to finance your investments for retirement or things like that, or save up for a new house, or whatever you want to do. But get those goals and have them down. And now, when it comes to customers, and this is the last thing here, when it comes to customers, we also need to teach them the delayed gratification. Again, people expect everything to happen instantly. Well, I took a half a dropper of CBD oil and I didn't feel anything. This stuff, this must not work. Or then they start taking more and more, and it's like, oh, it's still not working. It's like you have to give it time. We have to set those expectations with the customers. We need to let them know, this, for a lot of people, some of you may be able to feel it instantly. Like I could feel it instantly, but then again, as it built up, I can feel it a lot better. We need to set that expectation that for a lot of people, you may not even notice the results for the first couple months. You just need to keep doing it. And a lot of people they won't trust it. They'll say, well, I'm not feeling anything. Like I said, they'll stop taking it. They'll go cold turkey. And all of a sudden, they feel all those issues coming back again. They start feeling the pain coming back. They start feeling the depression, anxiety, whatever they're going through, that starts coming back. And then they do realize. But if you expect something to work, overnight, and I mean, it doesn't work on everything. If you break your arm and you got a broken bone inside, CBD could take the inflation down, or inflammation, I mean, down in your arm, but you're going to need to go to a doctor. There's some things you need to go to the doctor. If you got bone on bone grinding, or you got a nerve in between two bones and it's pinching it, CBD can kind of help, but you still need to go to a doctor. This isn't a cure-all for everything. We don't promote it as a cure-all. We promote it as, helping people out for better health and better wealth. So again, the two main things: consistency for ourselves and our customer. Let's make sure that we educate them on that. And then the final thing, which is the supercharger, is the delayed gratification. And this part is like really, really huge, because I do see some people that come in here with great talent. I've watched them hang around with us for a year. I've watched them go through the adversity with us, and they just didn't quite hang in long enough, and they dropped out. Had they stayed, they would be right back up to where they were and kicking in even stronger. And those people, we welcome them back. There's no shame in quitting. We felt like quitting before. If you haven't felt like quitting in this business, you're not working it. I'm serious, man, because there are times where you're just like, man, I've had enough with this. You think everything's rosy, but it isn't. But it's really worth it the long term. The longer you stay in it and work the business, you're going to meet some awesome people. You're going to have some good income coming up, but you got to work it. So again, consistency and delayed gratification. A little bit longer video, but I want to cover this, and I will finish this up in a blog too. Thanks, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.